Right now, somewhere on this planet, a crocodile is floating in a river, barely moving, just two eyes and two nostrils above the water. It looks lazy, almost boring. But that same animal has a secret. Its ancestors watched the entire dinosaur world die and walked away. 66 million years ago, something hit the Earth so hard it ended an entire era. A rock wider than a mountain range. It slammed into shallow water near what is now Mexico. Most people assume the biggest, strongest animals had the best shot at surviving that. They didn't. The Tyrannosaurus died. The Triceratops died. Almost every dinosaur on land vanished within a terrifyingly short window of time. But a slow, cold-blooded reptile that can't even outrun a human on land made it through, twice. Scientists call this the KPG extinction event. And the answer to how crocodiles survived it is far stranger than they were tough. Stay till the end, because the real reason they lived changes how you should think about your own body. Right now, today. Let's go back to the moment of impact. Imagine you're standing on a beach 66 million years ago. The sky is calm, then the horizon turns white. A flash brighter than the sun. Seconds later, the ground itself seems to jump. The impact was so violent it triggered earthquakes on the other side of the planet. It threw up walls of water taller than buildings. It shattered rock into dust and flung that dust into the sky. That's the part almost nobody talks about. The fires and the tsunami weren't even the worst part. The dust was. It formed a curtain across the entire atmosphere. Sunlight couldn't get through. For months, maybe longer, the world went dark and cold. So what actually kills a planet when the sun disappears? Not the blast, not the heat, starvation. Without light, plants stopped growing. Plant-eating dinosaurs ran out of food. Meat-eating dinosaurs ran out of plant eaters to hunt. The whole chain collapsed from the bottom up. This is where you'd expect the story to end for every large animal on Earth. But here's what's fascinating. Crocodiles didn't need the chain to keep working. Think about how you eat. You need food regularly. Skip a few meals and your body starts sending you warning signals. A crocodile doesn't work that way. Its heart can beat only a few times a minute. It barely burns energy just existing. Some crocodiles today can go over a year without eating a single meal. A year. Now imagine the entire world going dark and cold and food becoming almost impossible to find. A fast, high-energy predator burns through its fat reserves in days. A crocodile can just wait. It can sink into a riverbed, slow its body down to almost nothing, and let the crisis pass over it like weather. But that's only half the story. Location mattered just as much as metabolism. Most crocodiles weren't out in the open where the blast, the fires, and the freezing dust hit hardest. They were in rivers, swamps, and freshwater systems. And freshwater environments turned out to be one of the safest places on the entire dying planet. Why? Because rivers and swamps don't rely only on living, growing plants for food to circulate. They're full of dead leaves, rotting wood, and decaying material washing in from the land. That decaying matter still supports a food web even when the sun is blocked and nothing new can grow. Small water creatures eat the dead plant material. Slightly bigger creatures eat those. And a patient, low-energy crocodile sitting at the top of that chain can survive on scraps that would never be enough for a Tyrannosaurus. So what killed the mighty and spared the miser? Efficiency, not strength, not size, not speed. And it might be the strangest part of all. This wasn't the first time crocodile ancestors pulled off this exact trick. Roughly 200 million years earlier, a different mass extinction wiped out the world at the end of the Triassic period. Back then, crocodile-like reptiles called pseudosuchians were everywhere. Different shapes, different sizes, ruling different environments alongside the very first dinosaurs. Then that world ended too. Almost every one of those lineages died out. Except one. A single surviving branch went on to produce every crocodile and alligator alive today. 2 apocalypses. Same family tree. Same result. Survive first, become dominant second. So what actually set that one lineage apart both times? Researchers studying crocodile skulls and fossils from these events found something surprising. The winners weren't the specialists. They weren't the fastest hunters or the most fearsome predators of their time. They were the generalists, the ones with a body built to eat almost anything, live almost anywhere, and adapt to whatever the environment threw at them next. Compare that to your own life for a second. Think about the most successful people you know. Often it's not the person who's the best at one single, narrow thing. It's the person who can adapt, who can survive a bad year, a bad job market, a crisis nobody saw coming. Crocodiles are the ultimate biological version of that idea. Not flashy, not specialized, just endlessly adaptable and almost impossible to starve into extinction. But here's a twist that even surprises paleontologists. It wasn't only crocodiles. The exact same survival formula saved something else that mattered a lot more to you personally. Small, mouse-sized mammals were living in the shadows of dinosaurs right up until the impact. They weren't picky eaters. They lived off insects, worms, and decaying plant matter on the forest floor. The same low-energy, take-what-you-can-get lifestyle that saved the crocodiles. When the world went dark, those tiny mammals didn't need thriving green forests to survive. They needed scraps, and scraps were still available. Those same small mammals are the reason there were any mammals left at all to eventually evolve into every mammal alive today, including you. So every time a crocodile drifts past looking lazy and unbothered, remember what that laziness actually is. It's not weakness. It's a survival strategy so effective it beat two of the worst catastrophes in the history of life on Earth. The dinosaurs had power, size, speed, dominance over every other animal on the planet for over 100 million years. And none of that mattered the moment the sky went dark. What mattered was the ability to slow down, ask for less, and simply outlast the chaos. Humans built an entire civilization on the opposite idea. Move fast, burn energy, chase more, need more, consume more. It's worked incredibly well for now, but somewhere in a river right now, an animal that hasn't needed to change its strategy in over 60 million years is doing just fine, floating, barely breathing, waiting. It survived the death of the dinosaurs by doing almost nothing, and it's still here. Are you built to survive the next disaster or built to burn through everything the moment things get hard? The crocodile never had to ask itself that question. It already knew the answer.